Hello there. I want to let you know about a new study that we've begun right here at South Kendall Community Church. It is entitled Lessons from the Kings. Watch this clip from Sunday's sermon so you get a better understanding of what we are going to cover from beginning to end over the next 8 weeks. So today we're going to start a new study. It's entitled Lessons from the Kings. We're going to spend 8 weeks looking at 8 different kings from the Old Testament. Let me show you. And this study is going to take us from the book of 1 Samuel, which we're starting today. It's going to take us through the book of 1 Kings, and then we'll even look at the book of 2 Kings. So the kings that we're going to look at in our study is the story of Saul, which today we're going to really look at the story that leads up to Saul. Then we're going to look at Rehoboam, Jeroboam, King Ahab, Joash, Hezekiah, Josiah, and then Zedekiah. Now, these names may sound, very distant to you, but I believe that when we go through this study, they'll become more familiar to you, okay? So as we go through this study on the kings, we're going to have 4 questions that we're going to seek to answer in each of the sermons, okay? Let me show you the first 2. We're going to ask ourselves, what do we learn about them? What do we learn about each king? And as we look at their life, we're really going to be looking in the mirror, because then we're going to ask ourselves, what do we learn about ourselves as we learn about them? Then the third question that we're going to go through as we go through each sermon, as I want us to think about as we go through each sermon, is number 3 is, what do we learn about Christ? Because the title for our study is Lessons from the Kings, but if you look at the S at the end of Kings, it's in a lowercase, and that's intentional, because if you take that S away, then it really turns into Lessons from the King. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow Jesus to teach us about what it means for him to be the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords each Sunday, okay? Then the final question as we go through each sermon for the next 8 weeks is, what do we learn about the nature of true Christian leadership in the church? What does it mean to be a leader for Jesus Christ and to serve him in this generation? So these are the 4 questions that I want these questions to be in the back of our minds as we look at the stories of each of these kings. And based on these 4 questions, they really kind of shape what we're going to look at as we look at the story of each of these kings. As we think about the true nature of Christian leadership, we're going to learn today about what's the wisdom of God all about. Then we're going to look at next week the call of God, the salvation of God, the mission of God. We'll learn about the house of God, the healing of God, the word of God, and the will of God. So this is what we've got laid out before us for the next 8 Sundays. South Kendall Community Church is located at 16550 Southwest 147th Avenue in Miami, Florida. Our zip code is 33187. Our Sunday morning worship service is at 10 a.m. And you can also watch it live streamed on our YouTube channel at South Kendall Community Church. We invite you to come, and we hope to connect with you very soon.